In this video, I'm going to read about the Tower of Babel. Now, the Tower of Babel was one of those things where I heard about. So, this is like years and years ago. I wasn't really a Christian. I mean, I went to a Catholic school and everything like that. But I remember hearing the Tower of Babel, and I used to thought it was it was more of like not an interpretation as such, but more of a theory kind of thing as to why everyone speaks languages, and then until you realise it's actually in the Bible. So basically, the Tower of Babel happens after God floods the world, and the generations start growing from Noah. And basically, what happens is the people decide that they just want to be, they want to show off their power, and they start to build this tower up to the clouds, and they use brick. It's where they discover brick and they don't use stone. And obviously, with the amount of people and the fact that they can communicate to each other because they can understand the language, and they didn't want to scatter either. God wanted them to scatter, to spread, spread around the world, but they just wanted to stay in one area and to basically rule it. So basically, God decided the only way to stop this is, and to actually make them spread across the world, is to confuse their languages. And that is basically why, people speak different languages. Now, the original language that they all spoke is highly debated. It doesn't say. All we can do is make guesses. Some people say it's Hebrew, some say it's more of an ancient language. We don't know exactly. But yeah, so the story happens in Genesis, and this is Genesis chapter 11. So it's chapter 11 up to verse 9. So it says, now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly. They used brick instead of stone and bitumen for mortar. Then they said, come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth. But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. The Lord said, if as one people speaking in the same language they begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language, so they will not understand each other. So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth.